Hello and welcome to my learning summary video. My name is Shannon Scullion and I'm going to do this video in two parts. So for the first part, I want to discuss what I learned throughout the lectures in this class, and the second part, I want to discuss what I learned in my assignments, so my field reports, my draft report, and my research report. I hope you enjoy. So welcome to part one. So for part one, I wanted to start out by saying that I'm going to highlight the main things that I learned from the lectures. I won't be able to discuss everything because that will take super long, but I'm going to discuss the main points that I learned. And I wanted to say that the lectures were super engaging and fun, and that's what helped me learn. That's what helped me stay engaged and paying attention, because there was music like Bob Dylan, which I have in my room there. And Dr. Strangelove really got people to speak up about their opinions on certain topics surrounding media or issues around the world, which made it fun and again, super. All right, so one of the first things I learned is how media is used in different ways. And for example, media is used within politics to communicate a message, and sometimes media can be used in a negative way or a positive way. And in the next video, I'm going to discuss how we talked about a lot of terrible things that are going on in the world that are really hard to discuss, but they're essential to discuss. A lot about some sad things, which are really hard to see and learn about, but they're extremely important to see and learn about. Like the stuff going on around the world with pollution and discrimination and the convoy in Ottawa and the war going on. They're all such difficult things to hear about, and hearing about how the world is basically crumbling. But it teaches me a lot, and it teaches me how I can make a difference in this world. And although it's hard to hear, it's things that we need to hear. And those are things that really stand out to me, and that has been reflected in my assignments. Those type of things stand out to me, about how people live in poor conditions and people are being discriminated against, and it's so upsetting to me. So this is why when it's being displayed to me, that's what catches my eye. And that's where I learn a lot. All right, so there's two last things that I wanted to discuss that I learned. So I learned how through media, how people display people in different ways. Like women are displayed in a more sexual way and things like that, which to me is so sad and so upsetting, but it wasn't something that I really thought about before until this class, and it taught me a lot. And I also learned a lot through the videos that we were shown, like when we were asked to look at the Bell Hooks lecture, which was so eye-opening, and it teaches you a lot about different people's view on things, and it makes you think and really dissect certain things and meanings. All right, so welcome to part two of this video, where I wanted to discuss what I learned through my assignments. So the field reports, the draft report, the research report, all of them, because these are extremely important to me. Mainly because I was able to dig deeper within my emotions and discover what I felt towards certain social media platforms like Snapchat or Instagram. And I was able to learn a lot about myself and how a lot of my media consumption is actually extremely useless. And a lot of these apps like Instagram and Snapchat make me feel really sad and upset. So I was able to learn that about myself. And now I'm able to limit my use towards these apps and towards my phone. So in the next slide, I'm going to show an example of my coded field reports, which are very useful and very valid because they show my emotions towards these applications. So this is an example of one of my coded field reports with emotions towards certain apps, or just emotions in apps in general.